What's up, YouTube? Welcome back. It's been a little while. Haven't raced since B&B, but that's changing. We're going to the farm track, which is one of my favorite tracks. If you remember from my ranking the tracks video, I actually think the farm track was #1. Now, the long pauses between races, that's ending this week. From here on out, basically we're going to be racing every week, obviously, unless there's like a rain out or something, or maybe we're going on vacation like when we go to Knoxville for the Nationals in August. But other than that, we're the once a month races are over. We're back to weekly action, and we're going to be racing pretty much somewhere different every week, which is kind of exciting. But this week is the farm track. I don't remember the name of the race. It's something. They're paying some money in some classes. I don't know. We're going to take 2 karts as always. We're going to take the new Ultramax here, which is probably my favorite kart, and the Elevate that I'm not too excited about. But we're gonna run a couple of different classes, try and make it worth our while, because the farm track is like 4 hours from us. Basically, everywhere we're going is really far away. But I've got a little bit of work to do. Both karts don't have engines. This one's not going to get an engine until we get there. I'm running one from Larry again. Larry McRoberts, who let me borrow 2 engines for B&B, has let me run one at the farm track. And then I've got to get the clone on here, which I have my own clone back here. It's fresh and ready to go. We're actually going to run a Predator on this one. So if you remember back from Liberty, that is my one and only Predator start, and I got DQ'd for RPM. So we're going to give Predator another go, and we're going to set those RPMs, and we're going to check them and double check them and triple check them to make sure that we're not over, because at Liberty, we checked them and we weren't over, but then we were over. So I don't know. I don't know anything about Predators, so I don't know how it works, but we're going to like triple check that thing to make sure that we're not over on RPMs and we don't get DQ'd again. So with that being said, I got a little bit more work to do with tires. So these are burst, they're ready to go, and that's the deal. Down at B&B, they ran Reapers. Everywhere else we're going to race for the entire rest of the year is Burris and Burris only. Everywhere has a Burris tire rule. So the old Reapers back there, I've actually got to get them off the wheels and dismounted so I can get some other Burris tires mounted, which are right here. So I've got tires to dismount and mount so I can get ready for our Burris season. I don't really know what I'm going to do with the Reapers yet. I'm probably going to keep them, and if we go to Farmers, maybe I'll mount them back up for Farmers or something, but right now I don't have any plans to go to Farmers. So that's the deal. We're going to the farm track, one of my favorite tracks. We're going to give a go at Predator again, hopefully not get DQ'd. We're going to run a clone on this bad boy. I've got to get the Reapers dismounted so I can get these bad boys mounted. And that's that. I hope you enjoy the video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for liking and subscribing. We're at 920 subscribers. The goal is 1K, so we're almost there. And I guess that's it. I'm going to shut up and get to work. God. Ah. Nice. So that was way easier than the lefts. I did 4 left rears, and it kicked my ass. It sucked so bad doing the lefts. But the right side, for some reason, was way easier. I don't think I expected that. I thought the right sides were going to kick my ass and the lefts would be easy, which is why I started on the lefts. But holy hell, the left sides were hard. This was way easier. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. If I am, can you like let me know, I guess? And before anyone makes fun of my tire jimmy, because I know some of you think these are stupid and you hate them, but it works for me, and I feel like it's pretty easy. Plus, I got it for free at a banquet, so shut up about the tire jimmy. Yeah, so I got 5 more rides to do. I think by the time I'm done with this, I'm going to be absolutely worn out because Reapers are really hard to dismount for some reason. Way harder than, as easy as these were to mount, they're really hard to dismount. So anyway, guess I gotta keep on trucking. All right, mounting Reapers, piece of cake. Dismounting Reapers, the whole cake. I mean, I get my ass kicked mounting bursts, but usually dismounting bursts, not too bad. This was like the opposite. Mounting the Reapers, super easy. Dismounting them kicked my ass, but it's finally done. I'm a little sweaty, but we got them all off. We're gonna get these burrs here mounted up for the farm track. So I think if you remember from the B&B getting ready video, we used a shallow socket and an adjustable wrench for the old tire ring, but we've got upgrades. Deep well socket, actual wrench. So that'll make things a lot easier having the correct tools. So upgrades here at Alex Hamilton Racing, big things are happening. Just sitting here, waiting on Bryan, ready to go. Oh, there he is. Bryan's here. He's jamming. All right, we're loaded up and ready to head out to the farm track. We got the Make-A-Wish kid with us again. It's a miracle he's still kicking, but he's still with us. So he loaded his cart up too. We figure while he's still with us, we're gonna go ahead and take him racing and show him a good time. So we're about to make the 4-hour drive down to the farm track. Hopefully he survives. If he doesn't make it back, you know what? He had a good couple of 2 weeks. So on the road. Yep. Any last words, just in case?
No.
Okay. We made it. First leg of the trip done. Bryan was so excited he couldn't wait for us to get gas. He jumped out and ran in there already. So we're gonna go in there before he spends all his money. Actually, he's only got a couple weeks left. He can spend all his money. It doesn't matter. But we're gonna go in here, get some jerky, and get back on the road. This is my absolute favorite racetrack, I think, currently. Look how beautiful this place is. Nice red clay, nice flag stand with the scores, transponder scoring, paved grid, paved track exit. That barn is where the scales are. Super cool old barn with the scales. So that's all enclosed and level. This place is beautiful. Hope we can have a good day. I think we're as ready as we're going to be. I'm running Predator and Clone Heavy, and Bryan's running Stock Up Hearing. So hopefully one of us can do all right. We'll see how it goes.
that for YouTube?
The fuel was turned on.
No, I shoved the screwdriver into the car.
No.
So he just made when Larry was fixing it, they never turned it back on. You kind of need it.
Huh?
You kind of need it.
Yeah. I didn't know it was on. I was sitting there cranking on it, and I looked down at the... Oh, hey. We're giving back to Larry. Hey, that's what he said. again. Well, not gonna lie, I'm honestly a little disappointed. We ran fourth in Predator, and I really think it could have been better. I was fastest in hot laps. I felt pretty good in qualifying, but I screwed it up because that's me. I can't qualify. I always screw up qualifying. But there was a red flag for a flip in medium, and then like a 2-hour delay because the lights went off, and we were the class right after medium. So obviously the track changed. There was nothing on it for 2 hours. You know, it got dark, it got cold, the moisture started coming back up, so everything was changing. And to be honest, we just made the wrong decision. We made the wrong call on prep. What we chose to do was not right, and the kart was just too free. And honestly, the last half of the race, I was just kind of holding on, you know, doing what I could do with the way the kart was, and it's unfortunate. And I'm really disappointed and kind of upset with myself that we made the wrong choice and the wrong decision and went backwards, because after hot laps, as good as it was and as fast as we were, I thought I had a shot to win. I thought we could race with those guys. I thought we could battle with them and have a good run, and it just didn't happen, and I'm really disappointed about that. You know, big thanks to Larry McRoberts again, because it was his engine and his tires. He gave me everything I needed to go out there and win, and that was proven in hot laps and even qualifying whenever the kart was quick and the kart was good. And I honestly, I screwed it up in the feature by making the wrong call. The track changed, you know, there was nothing on it, and we overthought it, and we changed what we had been doing all day, and it didn't work. I think personally, if we would have stayed on what we had been doing all day, we would have been way better. And that's what we ended up doing on that kart there. Ignore the bush. On the clone kart, we kind of did what we did all day, and it felt better than what this did. So to me, that kind of proved what we needed to do. Even the guy that won the Predator feature, he kind of did the same thing he did all day, just maybe a little more aggressive, but he stuck with the same prep. So we just made the wrong choice. That's all there is to it. I really hate it for Larry. You know, he gave me everything I needed to win, and I didn't do it. I know Kyle was running his stuff too, and he really wanted a 1-2 with us, and I just couldn't make it happen. So I feel like I kind of let him down. I'm sure I let Kirk down. I let myself down. It's just, I don't know. I feel like fourth place really isn't that bad, and I may be being a little hard on myself, but as good as we were and as confident as I was feeling after hot laps, I feel like we just screwed it up and made the wrong call, and it sucks. But I've said it a million times, and I'll say it again, those guys down there in Kentucky are on a whole nother level. And like, I understand Predator is supposed to be a beginner class, but even those Predator dudes know their shit. They are fast. I mean, one of them's a 2-time Midwest winner. The other guy, his team kart or whatever, almost won Clone Heavy. Like, they are good. They are good. And they are better than I am. That is for sure. Obviously, I made the wrong call, so they are better than I am, and I think they always will be and always have been. Even whenever I was at my best in like 2011, 2012, those dudes were still just better than me. And it, you know, it is what it is. I'm a hobby racer at best, and these guys are, you know, very serious, and they sink a lot of money into it, and they deserve to be that good, and they deserve to win those races. So that's really all there is to it, you know. Just disappointed because I felt so good in hot laps, but we just couldn't carry it onto the feature, and it was our fault for overthinking it and then making the wrong call. So it's a bummer, but fourth isn't that bad. Overall, I'm happy with it. It's a top 5. I kind of held my own. I got shuffled back a little bit and worked my way back up forward. Once, you know, lucked into some. I wrecked a dude, which was a total accident, but I got the spot. So I don't know. Overall, I felt like it was a little bit of a disaster in the Predator stuff, and it just sucks. The clone, I know what I'm up against when I go down there in the clone. Like I said, those guys are on a whole nother level. They're so good. They have the best of everything, the best engines, the best chassis, the best tires. They have walls and walls and walls and walls of tires, right? I don't. And, you know, it's hard to compete with that stuff. And I know what I'm up against when I go down there. I know I'm not going to go down there and win, but I'm going to give it my all because I want to run good. So I started 17th. I finished 11th. I lucked into some spots. I passed a couple people. So I think overall that was a good run. I know what I'm up against. So like, I'm not super disappointed with that because those clone guys are insane. And the Predator guys are also clearly insane. It's just crazy how good they are. So while I'm disappointed, I'm going to try not to beat myself up too much because in my mind, I know how good they are and how smart they are and, you know, the knowledge they have, and take it as a learning experience and try and move on to the next one, you know, and we're going to go back to the farm track at some point this year, and hopefully we'll remember this and we'll learn from this experience and hopefully make the right call next time. I hate it for Larry. I hate it for Kirk, you know, and everyone else that supports me or whatever, it's just a bummer because, man, I was good early and I sucked late whenever they had that red flag and we just made the wrong call. So I don't know, man. You guys in Kentucky are good. You're really, really good. You're on a whole nother level. Congrats to everyone that won down there. You guys are amazing because holy cow, I wish I could be that fast. The thing is, even if I had what they had, if I had the rows and rows and rows of tires and the best of everything, I still don't think I could compete with them. I don't know. Kind of questioned myself a little bit after this weekend and my abilities. And I felt like we were on a nice little run of solid, decent finishes. And I don't know, feeling a little beat up after this one. Just because I know that the reason why we didn't run any better in the Predator is because I made the wrong call. So kind of stings a little bit. I would have at least liked a top 3 or even to be battling with them. Like Kyle and Steven were up there battling it out and it looked like a ton of fun. And I would have loved to have been up there battling with them and I just wasn't good enough. And, you know, win, lose, or draw, just to be up there racing with them would have been super cool. And I couldn't even get up there and battle. So, and that, you know, that's what I really want is a good battle. And I just, I don't know. Sucks. So I guess that's that. I don't know what we're doing next week yet, but I'll see you at the next one. I'm going to try not to beat myself up too bad and see what happens. Thanks for watching.
Still recording.